Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It's Adam Hamid Isman for Somaliland National Television here in London and the chambers of Sir Baldry, following a recent Somalia Eritrea UN report. Anglo Somaliland Resources, the company which Sir Tony is chairman of, has received criticism. We are here today to find out where the company and the Somaliland government stand on this issue. I'm here with Sir Tony Baldry, chairman of Anglo Somaliland Resources. Sir Tony, welcome to Somaliland National Television. What I'd first of all like to ask is, what is your reaction to the report of the Somaliland Eritrea Committee?
Well, I think the UN Somalia Eritrea Monitoring Group completely misunderstood the nature of the agreement between Anglo Somaliland Resources and the Ministry of Fisheries and Marine Resources in Hargeisa. Somaliland has some rich international fisheries and potential for fisheries. What the Ministry of Fisheries and Marine Resources want is us to better market and promote those opportunities internationally. Some companies, you get the occasional fishing company from Egypt, each year do manage to find their way to the appropriate ministry in Hargeisa, pay for a license, but it's very random. And there are a lot of companies out there which somehow seem to think that, Somaliland's off limits and so on and so forth. So what we're doing is a promotional marketing exercise and hoping to sell on sub-licenses from licenses granted by the government of Somaliland. At the end of the day, who fishes in Somaliland's waters is entirely a matter for Somaliland and the government of Somaliland. So I think there was a fairly substantial misunderstanding about the whole nature of the agreement and the contract by the UN Somalia Eritrea Monitoring Group.
And what do you feel, as chairman of the company, what did you feel about the actions? Did you feel there was any wrongdoing whatsoever on the part of Anglo Somaliland Resources?
Not at all. And I'm very disappointed that at no point did the UN monitoring group ever put their concerns to us. They never said to us that we are concerned about the following points. They never did that. So the first we knew of their concerns was when we read them in the report. And that seems to me a strange way of going about trying to sort out what is correct and incorrect. Factually, it doesn't seem to be a very sensible way of proceeding.
And as a supporter of Somaliland, or as an investor in Somaliland, what do you think this means for the people of Somaliland moving forward?
Yeah, I think next year is the 25th anniversary of Somaliland's independence. Somaliland has been incredibly patient. They have seen many other countries gain independence much more recently than they, such as Eritrea, South Sudan, Kosovo. All of those countries gained independence as a background of violence. Now, Somaliland has been and continues to be incredibly peaceful, well-governed, well-run, well-administered, and it would be a tragedy if Somaliland wasn't able to get independence simply because the people of Somaliland were behaving properly, quietly governed, getting on about their daily business without, making a lot of noise. It's difficult to see what possible reason there can be for not allowing Somaliland to have the same sort of self-determination as every other country. South Sudan had a referendum. Why can't Somaliland and the people of Somaliland have a referendum as to whether or not they wish to be independent, and the international community abide by the result of that referendum? So I would hope that between now and next year and during the course of next year, the international community will focus attention on the future of Somaliland, which has now for a very, very long time overwhelmingly made clear that the people of Somaliland wish to be an independent country, independent of Somalia, and a free country.
Thank you very much. I'm here with Finnick, the development manager of Anglo Somaliland Resources. Ian, You attended the Somaliland Trade Investment Conference held last year.
Yes.
What was your opinions before investing in Somaliland?
We'd already been in contact with various people from Somaliland through previous dealings in East Africa, and we, at the conference last year, in meeting the President and Ministers, we had established at that stage that there was a great deal of potential, mostly because of the peace and stability of the country, where other countries in the area that don't have that. So there was an awful lot of encouragement through good presentation, but by the organisers of the investment summit and the Foreign Office, the British Foreign Office. It was at that stage we then decided to go that one stage further, and through the support of the Somaliland business people, and put our project into action.
Okay. And now you've invested, or you aim to follow through with your plans in Somaliland.
Yes.
And this report has come out. What are your feelings now?
My feelings really are, I don't really want to get involved in the political point of it. My view of it is I've become very passionate, having been there to Somaliland 3 times this year, and we're going back again in the next month or so. We haven't been put off by it. It's made us more determined, because no one ever said it was going to be easy. It's not easy doing business anywhere. This is a new territory. The actual the fishing grounds in Somaliland are probably amongst the most the richest fishing waters in the world, overstocked and underfished. So it is a fabulous opportunity. Now, what we've actually done is the report hasn't put us off. It's made us be a little bit more precise about what we actually have and what our intentions are. And clearly what we have as a company is Anglo Somaliland Resources have entered into a strategic partnership alliance with the government of Somaliland, with the Minister of Fisheries, and that alliance is for us to market the fisheries, and by doing that it's marketed fisheries licences for sensible legal fishing. In doing that, it will bring economic growth to the country, because the revenues that's generated from those licences will go back into the country, and everyone will benefit from it. So all it's doing is just drawing attention to us to put right what has possibly been misinterpreted.
Okay. Now, moving forward, what are the plans of the company following this report?
The plans of the company following this report haven't really changed, other than making us more determined to put things into action. We're in the middle of developing a very comprehensive website, and with an awful lot of marketing behind that, so that the international, the world fishing industries know about the opportunities out there, so that we can then market it. Anglo Somaliland Resources is actually a company that, as I say, have entered into a strategic alliance with the government of Somaliland, and we are currently talking in negotiations and discussions with international investment partners that are willing to invest, fund and develop in Somaliland, in whatever projects that are there to be managed, to be taken advantage of, so that it can add to the economic growth of the country. So we would just continue. It won't stop us from doing what we're doing, because we just need to make sure that the people of Somaliland realise our intentions are good intentions, and not misinterpreted as they are at the moment.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I'm here with Ambassador Ali Adan Ali to discuss Somaliland's government's position on this. Ambassador, what was the government's stance in regards to international investment before this situation?
Thank you very much, Adan. The government of Somaliland, as you know and may have witnessed, has held a huge conference here in London with the British Foreign Office supporting it, and that was all to promote international companies and banks to support Somaliland and its willingness to develop and to gain international investment. The Somaliland government is really looking for investment, and we are very, very keen to welcome anybody, any company that is ready and happy to invest in Somaliland. We welcome international investment. Specifically, we welcome British investment, because Britain, as you have seen in that conference, was very, very helpful and kind to us to help us in organizing that event.
And with this situation that's arisen now with this monitoring group, was the Somaliland government at any time contacted regarding the situation, and what is their stance on the report?
I have been in touch with my government in Hargeisa, and I have inquired about this. This is actually a good question. We have actually not received any inquiries or any contact from the UN monitoring group, and it would have been better for them to be a little bit more assertive and contact us to find out exactly what's the nature of this contract given to this company, which we actually feel that it's going to be very beneficial to our people. As you know, the country needs investment because our people need employment, and our country needs development. We are welcoming companies like this company, and we are also calling international investors to come and visit Somaliland, and we welcome them. And I think the people of Somaliland, once those companies visit there, they are encouraged by the peace and stability, by the nature of the people of Somaliland, who are welcoming people, and by the opportunities in the country. So we really, really believe that the monitoring group, UN monitoring group, have made a mistake by not contacting us and finding out or checking with us the nature of this contract, which we feel was a mistake by their side.
And moving forward, do you believe this report has positive consequences in developing peace and stability, or detrimental for Somaliland's future?
We expect international community and the international organizations like the UN to be positive about our nation building. We expect them to be very careful in criticizing those who want to help our people and our development. We hope this will open the eyes of some of these people who made this report, and we hope they understand that they are dealing with a situation where people are in real need of investment, of jobs, of employment. As you know, there is plenty of our young people, educated people from universities who are unable to work because of lack of investment, and this is one of the problems our country is facing because of lack of recognition. We are urging the international community and the international organizations to help this country achieve its rightful place in the nation of communities. We have, after all, been a nation before Somalia came into being. We have had independence, so we don't want independence now. We want re-independence. Somaliland wants re-independence because Somaliland was independent. As you may remember, or you may have read in the newspapers or in the history books, there were 18 countries from Africa that have gained independence in 1960. Somaliland was number 4, while Somalia was number 7. That shows that we were two different countries who actually joined each other or made a union in 1st of July, which was not functioning properly, or which we feel has not worked for us. And that's why our people, thankfully, decided in 1991 to cancel that union. We urge the international community to give the people of Somaliland their right to self-determination. Sudan has been one country for all of its history. It is now 2 countries. That has been done by the support of the international community. Why not us? Although we don't need that kind of history, we have a better history and better case for independence. East Timor was part of Indonesia. It's been given independence within 3 years. There's so many other cases to mention. And finally, Gambia and Senegal. They have made a union. It didn't work, and they decided to go back to their original positions, which is 2 different countries, and they have actually done well side by side. We believe that the problems of Somalia will be solved if Somaliland is given independence. That's my personal opinion. Why? Because Somaliland is a gap in Somalia's life, in Somalia's situation. They are all waiting for Somaliland. If Somalia allows and accepts the reality, which is Somaliland is not getting back to that union, and if the world accepts that and Somalia is recognized, Somaliland will help in solving the problem of Somalia. Now, at this stage and in this situation, Somaliland is very careful in not to interfere and put its nose on Somalia affairs, because our people will not allow us to do that. But in case we get the independence and we are a recognized country, we will be another brothers like Djibouti who are helping them to solve their problems. We know the culture, we know the people, and we could do well in helping the international community to solve the Somalia problem, but only after recognition.
Thank you very much, Ambassador.
Thank you.
And those were the feelings of the Ambassador, Ali Adan Ali, Ian Finnick and Sir Tony Baldry on this issue today. It's Adam Mohammed Isman for Somaliland National Television, London.